What's going on, everybody? We are here on Beyond the Fairway. I can't see Doug. You see Doug out there? Doug is.
I didn't see him. He's on a flight
right
now.
Doug is on a flight right now, and right now is myself, Will Lowry, and Henni Koyak, and we are in the final weeks of the PGA Tour. It's getting excited, but before we talk about the PGA Tour and all those good happenings on the good news, Brian Harman with the surprise Open Championship win, which is cool. We all know that was a surprise, but I'm more surprised over Lee Hodges, the fellow Southerner, with a 24 under 7-stroke lead, 7-stroke W. Excuse me, not 7-stroke lead, 7-stroke W. And you know what? I have to say, man, between Brian Harman winning by 7 strokes, Brian Harman winning by 6 strokes, Lee Hodges winning by 7 strokes, Celine Bautier at the Evian Masters winning by 6 strokes. It has been boring Sundays for the past 2 to 3 weeks. And I want to see some nail-biting golf. I want to see some people throw up and hopefully shit their pants. I'm hoping, but I don't know if I get that wish as a golf fan, golf enthusiast. Henni Koyak, where you been? How you been?
I've been good. I was at that Open Championship. It was absolutely dreadful, atrocious weather. It's kind of crazy that Brian Harman's a major champion. Like, I wonder if it's sunk in yet for him. Like, it feels... I don't know. I think to the Lee Hodges win, following on from that, I think whenever you see a guy who's like a journeyman, who just grinds and works hard, win, and especially win a major, you're just like, oh shit, if he can do it, I can do it. Or if she can do it, I can do it. There's always that mindset.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and those stories, by the way, stick with young golfers, for life. So if you're a young golfer, especially, I don't know, if you're a lefty and like you're struggling and things just aren't coming together, and like there's like the young Rory McIlroys flying around, like the young phenoms, you're like, I don't care about you. Look, if Brian Harman can win the Open Championship, I'm good.
That's it. That definitely gives courage to the bottom third of no matter what sport you're in. Because I don't even know if people knew who Brian Harman was before 2 weeks ago.
No, I think if you'd gone to like pick him out of a grouping on the PGA Tour, you'd just be like, who's that guy? But like, I kind of love those stories. Like, we've had Wyndham Clark and we've had Brian Harman, who are both major champions, and maybe, just maybe, that's what the LIV players leaving has opened the doors to.
I like that. And now both the Wyndham Clark and the Brian Harman are Ryder Cuppers. So
that's crazy.
That right there could probably be as we would say in church, those are testimonies.
You know what? But good for them. Like, it's completely life-changing. Like,
100%.
And again, that's the whole draw. If that story trickles down through the mini tours, through amateur golf, of like just 1 week can completely change your life.
And that's still coming off the back of the the heels of Steph Curry doing some amazing stuff at the American Century. So like, seeing and I don't want to say underdog. Steph is the underdog, but you got to see his full golf on display that weekend, and that right there was a sight to see. I tell you what else.
I have a little slide in here.
What's that?
While Doug's not here,
okay,
I want to talk to you about hair.
Hair.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about hair.
I just want to talk about, like, I think I'm just going to put this under the banner of having black hair on the golf course.
Ooh, talk to me.
And like the many, many different ways in which it manifests. Like, it's been popping up for me lately. So as a kid, I had braids.
Hold on. Black hair on a golf course is different. Are you talking about women black hair?
No.
Or are you talking about just black hair in general? Because women black hair, I believe women black hair get more scrutinized than men black hair.
Oh yeah, no question. Because male black hair, you can just shave it off and have like a low. Sorry, you're gonna have to educate me on the terms of like what the You can have the waves.
A
You can have
fade. You
the
can
fade,
fade
the
or
fade.
yeah. Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Not to be confused with the golfing fade.
No.
Hey-oh.
Oh,
Gotta throw those
nice.
mum
Nice.
jokes in there. Um, your face is like, I'm embarrassed for you. No, I think just like it's another layer of like something to think about. Because like when I was a kid traveling to junior golf tournaments and my mum wasn't there to do my hair's like naturally like a mixed afro with like differing curl patterns, so you can't just wear it curly. Like it takes a lot of work, basically, is what I'm getting to. And because my mom wasn't there, I had braids so that I can maintain them myself. But then the braids would like come through. A, they're heavy. B, doing sit-ups with braids is a whole nother level that people do not talk about.
That's another pound.
It adds another pound. Like you get neck, like you have to,
Yeah.
your neck form when you have braids or dreads doing sit-ups, like has to be on point, otherwise you get a strain. So that's for like the S&C type of stuff for junior amateur golf. And then on the golf course, it like whips through and hits you, which I don't mind, but then it's like another
Well,
layer.
mine does. I can identify that, especially if it's windy. I'm really in trouble. If it's windy, my dreads are really annoying. I mean,
right? No one
annoying.
talks about this stuff.
Yeah. So, let me ask you a question: did you ever feel that your hair was another factor in attracting attention, unwanted attention?
Yes, so annoying. Like I literally, okay, my daughter. I feel very strongly about this. So I was like, I have to talk to you. While I have Will on his own, we gotta talk hair because I know Doug would be like rolling his eyes.
Yeah,
like,
he would
right
be.
now.
Yeah,
but yes, like my daughter, I've got her a book that even though she doesn't have afro hair, it's called "Don't Touch My Hair," because I want her to appreciate like the struggles. And it's a really good book about this young girl who's like trying to escape everyone touching her hair, and she goes through like forests and the ocean and even like a mermaid trying to touch her hair, and she's like, don't touch my damn hair.
Yeah.
But it's just like that, yeah, another level of like questioning. Like
if I had a dollar at a country club where white colleagues, white strangers say, "Can I touch your hair?" I will be a rich man. I will be a rich man.
Question. It's
like
so irritating.
And
like,
then,
no, can I
and then
touch your hair?
I'm letting you. Do I let you touch my hair? And some of it's like, I can't believe you're asking. And I'm like, what do you expect to feel from this? I mean, it's like a pet snake, right? I don't get it. So
what would be the equivalent in like a old white male country clubber edition? Like, can I touch your beer gut? Can I feel it? Is it hard? Is it soft?
No,
what does it feel like?
It was see. Can I see the? Oh, can I actually read the admission from? Can I actually read the bylaws and get into this country club? That would probably be the equivalent.
Yeah. Can I touch your nose hair, your ear hair?
Yeah.
Can I? Even now in broadcasting, the reason that I wanted to talk about hair as well is it relates to the Open Championship, because when it's raining and I'm working on TV and I'm working outside, like it's a problem.
I know it is.
Because like my hair's just getting like fluffier and fluffier and fluffier and fluffier.
Let me tell you, I get self-conscious because I don't have a hairline. We know that. But when I have my do-rag under my hat, right?
Yeah.
So when I finish playing a round of golf, obviously tournament play, I get hesitant in taking my hat off to shake my opponent's hand because I don't know if I like the look of my do-rag showing. And the do-rag is there just to keep my hair together while I'm in the middle of my round, on top of my hat. And so I get self-conscious about that. And it's kind of make me wonder, like, and I know it's not equivalent to like Black women when they're in the workspace, in the corporate workspace. How do they have their hair? Because that's an ongoing thing. Because I know Rachel Melendez-Maybe, who used to work at PGA of America, her and I had this conversation ample amount of times.
Yeah.
And it's all about how do you position yourself to where you don't attract unwanted attention as well as a distraction, quote unquote, distraction, in the workplace because of your hair.
But
And
also, you
sometimes
don't want to be thinking about it either. Like,
but you have
you,
to, but
you
you
want to
think
have
about it though, Henny.
right, but you want to have the confidence to like wear your hair how you want to, but you don't want it to detract from like your own work because you're thinking like, is
But
this
see,
okay? Is this now like?
and think about it, Henny. I was self-conscious about my hair coming up for so long in the game, like because how I started my dreads was my mother and I had an agreement. She had dreads as well, and she was like, "Let's do it together. Let's just do the dress thing together." And we were scared. We didn't want to do it, and so I did it with my mom. But I didn't realize as I started getting more and more involved, especially higher levels, playing PGA Latin Tour, et cetera, I got self-conscious about my hair. Like I
Really?
really did. Like I
Yeah.
really, I don't know if I was ashamed of it. It's just like, man, I got dreads and now I'm already a black guy out here. Now I'm the black guy with dreads. So I'm
Yeah.
even more of a minority. So it was always kind of, as I've gotten older, I don't care much anymore, but it still, creeps its way in a little bit, especially when I'm at the Ritz Sedity country clubs. Like
I think
it really creeps in.
like I love that you kept it though, despite all of that, because like I think a thing that a lot of people don't realize is it's so emotional.
It
Like
is.
it runs so deep. Like
It is.
sometimes I can't talk about it with like getting emotional. Even when I talk about it, I'm always like animated and I feel the stress like coursing through me. But I know 100% what you mean. Like I'm working towards wearing my hair natural on air. So it's taken me until I had my daughter, so 2.5 years ago, to not relax my hair. Just to like, so this is just
Let it be natural.
but just blow dried. And I mean, literally since I was 6 years old, I've relaxed it. Like I've put insane chemicals in my hair for like 27 years.
Well, speaking of speaking of 27 years and more than 20 years, a guy who don't have much of a hairline and hair at all, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods has basically forced his way on the policy board, allegedly. Tiger Woods joined the tour policy board as part of the new transparency and governance measures. So basically, want to make sure that the tour lives up to its mission by being a player-driven organization. And he had the support from many players this morning as they made the announcement that Tiger Woods will be tipping the scale when it comes to the players on the policy board. So there's 5 independent directors and there's 5 players. Now Tiger Woods will make number 6.
What we've got up on screen, this is the article by Rex Hoggard. And if you're listening and not watching, it says, the quote that we've got up says, many players have voiced concerns about a lack of player input into the deal. And according to a report in the Post, a group of 41 players, including world number 1 Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy and Jon Rahm, sent a letter on Monday to Commissioner Jay Monahan asking for Woods to be appointed to the board and an immediate review of the tour's governance structure. The players' directors will have full transparency and the authority to approve or to decline to approve any potential changes to the tour as part of the framework agreement discussion. So that was what a press release said, that last little section.
So does that mean that Jay Monahan is trying to get back in the good graces of these players? And I don't know if this is going to backfire because obviously that PIF is just a framework. There's still got to be some more votes that has to take place. So I'm curious to see. I'm really skeptic if this thing is actually going to go through now.
Yeah, I think it's so hard because you're trying to like keep up to date and read everything and try and understand everything, and even a lot of the players don't understand anything. And I think the key wordings you're trying to pick out, like what's important here, what am I reading, what are the key words, and it's a framework agreement still.
Framework, that means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like
it's not a final agreement, it's a framework agreement. I think they're still getting investigated by the DOJ, and like I mean, I think maybe we're just seeing like the tip of the iceberg here.
Oh, it's
definitely gonna get nastier. So much coming.
It's definitely gonna get nastier. So I will honestly say this: I think if Tiger Woods, who has the most powerful voice in golf, gets on a policy board, and he obviously speaks for the players because he is player first, I think things can kind of get a little hectic. And I mean that in a positive, and I mean that as positive as possible. I think that means that when Tiger is, I believe Tiger has a way to stopping this whole thing from moving forward. And I can honestly say that it could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I don't know. We have to wait and see. Any other news out there in golf? I mean, I know you're all on the grounds.
Some big news in the world of women's golf.
Talk to me.
Threefold. One, Celine Boutier, who's a young Solheim Cup superstar, won a major. She's a major champion, but she didn't just win any major. She's a French woman, and she won her home major, the Evian Championship. And it was so cool because she was like, this is a moment that I have been dreaming about since I was a little girl, winning Evian, even before it became a major. So I feel like that was a super cool story that I was so happy to see.
So what was one of your, and when you were playing professionally, what was the, not counting the money, what was the tournament you wanted to win? I think I would have wanted to win Wells Fargo over the Masters because it's my hometown.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think for me it was the Women's British Open. Like that was the one. And that leads me on to points 2 and 3 of my women's golf news. Is that point 2? It's the Women's British Open next week at Walton Heath, and my favorite up and coming young female player, Rose Zhang, is playing, and I am playing the Pro-Am.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, which is big news because I think it's been at least 4 years since I've walked 18 holes.
Oh, you're knocking the cobwebs off. So are you going in as a celebrity?
Yes, and my strategy is to not practice at all beforehand.
That's the perfect strategy.
Because yeah, you know that like when you don't practice for ages and then you just pick it up, you always flush it. Yeah. But then when you do start practicing and you start thinking about it, then you don't flush it. So even if I have one practice session beforehand, it's just going to throw everything out of whack. So I'm just going to cruise in and tee it up and then see what happens.
I can't wait till you get over here. We'll play some golf. All right. Speaking of going from one celebrity, which is you, Henni Koyak, to another celebrity that we had the pleasure of sitting down with at the American Century. Vince Carter, everybody. Please enjoy.
Vince damn Carter. You know what? I heard something recently. I heard you the most improved golfer, like just out of anybody. Yeah. Will said like, yo, Vince move looking kind of smooth right now.
Yeah, he's definitely the MIG right now.
Yeah,
Well, and I'm going to attribute that to being retired. Mm-hmm. And now that basketball is not my competition, and I'm 3 years removed, not that I'm counting, I've had more time to play and actually break the game down a little more. So. You know, as a current player, you play, but do you have time to really break it down? It's on my golf now.
Dissect the game.
And willing to do so when you get invited to these tournaments and all like that. I have time now to actually go through that phase, as you know, when you're changing stuff to look bad and to build yourself back up. So that's where I've been.
So what are some of the things that, since you dissecting the game, that you learn more about yourself in attacking the game?
Well, one thing I've always say this, and I'll give you your credit. I'll give you your credit.
Oh man,
I'm getting like Barbara Walters in this joint.
Keeping the ball in front of me, and what does that mean, and how do I accomplish that? Okay, and so what I've done is, as far as breaking the game down, is just learning the ins and outs of the game and how does that work for me. So tempo has been huge for me, and with tempo comes a better swing path.
There goes Will's over here.
I preach tempo and rhythm all day
long.
And
that's been the huge thing. So I now know what my misses are. or why,
Okay.
the cause and effect.
And you can still have good scores with good mishits.
And and that's what I'm trying to limit. Like, my mishits are still okay. A lot of my friends now call me, the Mike Vicks, all of the scrambling quarterback.
Yeah.
I can get myself
you on
back
the
in
court.
play.
So you Randall like scramble with his.
Yeah, Randall.
Oh, scramble like Randall with his.
I
Something.
appreciate
Randall Cunningham
that.
was my guy. So, it's just, so when I'm not in play, my misses aren't bad. They're okay. They're good enough to where I can still score or manage to stay away from double or triple balls.
But it sounds like you made the game like harder so that you could learn faster. Because we were just talking a few minutes ago about you playing the back tees at your home course, and you, instead of making the game like playing up or having the shorter irons, you play all the way back and
So I can
take
tell you, I made the mistake 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago. Things run together now when you're retired, okay? And you play that long.
Everything's together. Huh?
But
Blended.
I know it was I was in Cleveland, so it was during the playoffs. When Cleveland, LeBron and those. I was playing with Ahmad Rashad, and I said, hey, we're gonna play cool. Ahmad was 72, 73, and I said, hey, okay, yeah, I'm gonna play here. He's like, no, we don't do that. We play back here.
Yeah.
Couldn't even see the tee box. I was like,
There's another zip
wait,
code.
where? So you going behind the bush to play? I was like, oh my gosh. So I go play, and one thing he said, he's like, how you gonna learn? Because the one thing I learned from that day and forward is that for us who get to play, you guys get to, when you play the big boy tees, the tour players tees, in our mind, the first thing we think is what? We gotta swing harder.
Guess we right.
Not Will. He's teaching me that yesterday.
But that's the thing. So that was the thing. So it was a brutal lesson.
Yeah.
And it was a very good course. But you start learning these things, and now I just know hit the same shot, because if your tempo right, you hit center face, the ball gonna fly just as far. And
So
it's worked.
So it sounds like you have the understanding of your golf game. It's obviously self-help. Now, when you walk into the American Century, do you have a bit, I guess, a little more confidence about I can place better than I was the previous 2 years?
So, well, obviously you always want to place better than before. I didn't play well last year.
Yeah, he was 56 last year.
And
best finish 56 in 2019.
Yeah. So
yeah, I hope we get better at that.
I try to, and the reason is I not stat watch, but I tend to worry about where I finish sometimes. And I had to take a step back. I was like, as a player, I didn't scoreboard watch. I didn't look at stats. That's something you do at the end of the day. But if you play your game, it should take care of itself. So I'm learning to really manage that part of it, which takes all of the guessing out and just go play your game. You're gonna have good games, you're gonna get bad games. So there again, you get down in the playoffs and you need a spot. Well, if you don't take care of your job, all the rest doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
You see what I'm saying? So getting to play more of these tournaments, feeling more comfortable. And, we'll see. I played a couple and I played better.
Me coming from the caddy point of view, let's talk about the caddy, right? Gotta give a shout out to caddy. How
Caddy.
I'm trying,
What up,
dog.
boy?
I'm trying to get that check,
He
bro.
right here.
I'm trying to get you to send that check to me in the mail. It ain't working right now.
Right. You gotta
But
pass that through.
so talk about like the importance of having friend / caddy, because he's an experienced caddy.
Yeah.
Dang.
He is. No,
Shot.
no, it's really important. I mean, and more so than anything, the experience always matters. But you get a guy, caddy that knows you, whether you're up and down, good shot, how you react after a good or bad shot, they can manage the next shot. If that makes sense, I'm sure it makes sense to you, because that's important. Because I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
We all golfers. We want to hit the best shot every time, and that doesn't happen.
Right.
And sometimes we don't agree. And I've learned to kind of scale back and whatever. And he's giving me bad reads that I knew I was right, and it's been vice versa. And the fact that I like sometimes, I know this Negro. He'll say, I think I see what I say. He's like, okay, go ahead, just so he can say, I told you.
I told you.
but it works, and sometimes you kind of need that, to bring us back to now we're here.
Yeah.
One's here, the other one's here, or wherever.
Yeah.
We always try to remain even keel, just so we can mesh, because we've had blow ups out here in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this ain't your business. This is what we do. Leave us alone.
This is our process.
Yeah.
Right.
So it works.
Like being outside the game of golf from your work and the work that you do on air and the NBA career, have you paid attention to this PGA Live, PIF? Like, how, as an outside looking in, Like, what's your take
I've
on
paid
this whole
attention to a
situation?
lot of things that's going on lately.
Yeah?
You know, with
Now, whether you speak on it,
whether
that's
it's
the
cuts
question.
and stuff.
Right?
There's a lot going on. But no, I do watch. I have friends that are on both sides, and it's been interesting to hear their point of views. And I have my point of views, and I'm learning more and more about backstories and the whys and why nots of both sides.
There you go.
And why some on the tour side up don't want their secrets.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's been interesting. My whole thing, and people may agree or disagree with me. My thing is, we can't hate on a person trying to elevate themselves. Okay, and I get it. Some people feel, oh, you're going about this. As long as you ain't selling your soul,
Yeah.
do what you got to do, my man. But just do it the right way.
Yeah.
So some of these guys are getting an opportunity to elevate themselves. Just like I asked people, I said, if you get an opportunity to go to your competitor that's giving you double of what you're making now, would you go?
Right.
Most people say, heck yeah,
You gotta make a decision.
without a shadow of a doubt. So, I know, all of the things that's being said, but there's on the other side of that, the Saudis got a lot of power.
They do.
And they're doing a lot for a lot of people. And for some of those who are disagreeing with the Live Tour, you're being funded by them as well.
Absolutely.
Please.
I just think, like, but being like outside the game, looking into golf, I feel like, in a weird way, there's more eyeballs on the game right now. Yeah. The game has grown through COVID, etc. But like through this ambiguity of involvement,
And I think that's the win-win for them all at the end of the day. I would like, this is me in a perfect world, I would like to see to gain more eyes and looks. You have people who all are for PGA. You have people all for Live. Have a match.
Yeah.
Get your 10, 12, however many you want, and have two sites. One on the PGA grounds, whatever they choose. One on the Live, whatever you choose, and you can hack it out. And maybe you can have a final to break the tie if there's a such thing.
A home and away game.
isn't that the majors though?
No.
I'm saying,
Actually,
but
it's not.
I'm kidding.
Everybody gets their home court advantage one time, and then you go on you just find somewhere to play your Super Bowl, your NBA Finals. But I just think the one thing what a lot of these guys who went over to Live, like a Phil, he was just trying to just bring awareness to there is money out there.
There's money out there.
Yeah.
And we bring a lot of just like college kids are now getting paid. College kids were bringing a lot of money.
Yeah, and
they were bringing a lot of money to the university.
Yes.
But weren't getting a dime for it.
Yeah.
Got a scholarship.
NIL comes.
Got your scholarship, and then
but when
happy.
you get your scholarship and you get your meal money, you get like
you
whatever.
major
But that was
psychology.
it. But then you don't really, for what you bring to the university, you should be compensated for it.
Yeah.
Now it's happening. So that's kind of, in my mind, that's what Phil was kind of trying to bring awareness to. Is like the PGA has a lot of money,
Yes.
but it's not being used towards us.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden we're seeing change, and I think change is good. However we got there.
Yeah. Those players need to write Phil a handwritten letter saying thank you, in my opinion.
For sure.
And we're going to have to write Vince a handwritten letter saying thank you for his time.
Yeah, absolutely, because
Today, man.
I know they're calling for you, and you still can get a. I don't know if you get a 2-stroke penalty in an amateur pro-am event, but
For being late?
For being late.
Slip.
But,
We're 1B, so I'm right there anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So
well,
I'm
yeah,
straight.
oh, you know the importance of who you are to the person that runs the event, depending on the hole you start.
That's right.
If you at 1B,
Yeah.
oh dog, you good.
Yeah.
You cemented in this.
Well, actually, I'm 1A. I just said 1B.
Ooh.
So you know.
Yes.
No, I actually don't know. I'm either 1A
All right,
or 1B.
1A.
You start on 1.
You could be 1A, 1B, or 11A or 11B.
No, I'm 1. I'm 1.
Oh, okay.
I know it's a 1.
Okay.
I'm 1.
Okay. It could,
A or B, it doesn't matter.
okay. I
But
hear
guess
that.
what? I finished on 18. I'll finish on
You'll
12.
be on 12. Hey,
That's a blessing.
Well, we appreciate you coming
Yes,
by.
sir. Always a pleasure.
Always,
Yeah,
big
appreciate
bro.
it.
Always
Yes, sir.
catching
You got
up.
it,
This is
man.
Vince Carter right here, Beyond the
We
Fairway.
do.
That was Vince Carter, aka VC, aka Half Man, Half Amazing. Hey, Henni, when I say that, do you know what I mean when I say that Half Man, Half Amazing?
Zero. Nothing. No sense whatsoever.
So let me say, Vince Carter was a phenomenon here in the States in basketball, right? So
Okay.
because he could jump out the gym, he had a 40 plus 42, 43 inch vertical, and he did some amazing shit. So they called him Half Man, Half Amazing. And
I see.
so I think the beautiful part is that he's half man, He's whole man and not amazing when it comes to the golf swing. And he has some he has some key pointers to make sure everything is tight in his golf swing. He's talking about rhythm and tempo. And I think Henni, that you are going to be the one that is going to apply rhythm and tempo as you get to your celebrity debut.
Yeah, and you know how I'm going to do that?
How are you going to do that?
I'm going to hit it as hard as I can. That's all I've got.
I don't know if that's the route, though, Henni.
Oh, no question it's the route. I wish I'd done
as
that
hard as you can.
Knee high. Yeah, because I won't have any speed. So I've got I know that the club head will hit all the right spots.
So let me ask you a question.
All the way through.
So,
I just need speed.
So obviously in the interview you just heard that he talks about the advice that I gave him was to keep the course in front of you. Keep the ball in front of you. Keep the course in front of you. Is that going to apply to you? Are you going to really try to keep the course in front of you? You're just going to hit it hard and see where it goes. Wherever it goes, it goes.
Hit it as hard as I can. Wherever it goes, it goes.
You think you're going to be nervous?
A little bit, yeah. It depends. If there's a crowd out, yeah. But ultimately, no. I feel truly, I thought about practicing and taking it seriously.
No.
There's been a little voice that pops up shouldn't you be practicing? And I'm nah, because I just want to go have fun. That's the thing. And I don't want to detract from just having fun, enjoying myself, being back out there, playing a course in major condition. All those things are just going to be so cool. And they're going to have all the boardings up. I can pretend I'm playing again. And yeah, I feel it's just going to be a fun way to start the week. And because I'm broadcasting and doing player interviews afterwards, I'm just thinking of it as also really good prep because I'm going to get to see the golf course. I'm going to get to, when they come into me post round, I'll be whoa, you did this on number 5 and blah, 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 blah.
So, I find it interesting when you have the opportunity to really walk the course, especially when you, before you do interviews or what have you, you can really, make sound points,
Oh, yeah.
And that's
what you talk about. It makes such a big difference to prep. Just walking the course.
I think one time when I was broadcasting PGA Tour Live, I think it was Rocket Mortgage. I actually walked the course and then went down to St. Augustine and recorded. I felt like I knew every hole.
Yeah.
I knew. So I like that. Kind of helps you in your double duty out there.
Sorry, I know it goes against your advice of just have the course in front of you, but I'm going rogue. Which is classic Henni style anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of Will Lowry style also. I'm gonna be honest with you. Speaking of somebody who I don't know what his philosophy is gonna be this week. Mr. Justin Thomas.
Gone rogue. He's gone rogue.
he's gone rogue because he's trying to get back. So the guys over at Golf Channel had their little stats out and they said that he has to finish, and I don't know if I'm reading this right.
By the way, he is Justin Thomas. I just realized you haven't said his name yet.
Did I didn't say his name yet?
No, we were someone who's gone rogue. We were going to leave you guys guessing. Who's gone rogue lately?
Go ahead, Henni, read that. That's your thing. That's what you do.
Oh, this is what I do. It's for a living. I read quotes on a screen halfway through the broadcast. So obviously Justin Thomas has had some putting woes. He's slipped way down in the rankings. So Justin Thomas, he's 79th right now in the FedEx Cup, which is completely uncharted territory for him. He's got to get into the top 70 to make the FedEx Cup playoff. So we saw him add in 3M Open last week, which I don't think he's ever done, just trying to get something and make something happen. And it was so interesting at the Open after he shot, I think it was 11 over in his first round. And he was like, I'm actually playing decent golf. I'm doing things out there on the golf course that don't equate to 11 over par. So obviously he's playing more. He sees some hope. He's trying to get something. Where did he finish last week?
I don't know if he
missed the cut last week. All right. Missed the cut last week. So he's obviously playing this week at Wyndham. He has to finish solo 18th. It's the bare minimum to even sniff a chance. Without the help from, obviously it depends on where all the other players finish in the rankings, and without help from any of the other players, he has to finish solo 3rd or better. That's guaranteed his spot in, but 18th or better, he has a fighting chance. In the research, it says, well, all right, why is he in this position? It says ball striking, which is really interesting because I personally would have said putting. Prior to this season, Thomas ranked in the top 5 in strokes gained tee to green for 7 straight seasons. He's been 3rd or better in each of the past 6, but right now he's number 25, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you combine that drop with being, here we go, I knew it was his putting, number 158th in strokes gained putting, it explains why he struggled. His missed cut at 3M last week was his 5th in his past 7 starts. Okay. But stats only tell one part of the story because I feel like the putting is where it started. And then often putting will seep down into the rest of your game, right? Because you start missing putts and you go, all right, in order to make birdies, how close do I have to hit it? I have to hit it to like 3 feet now.
So
and then you put stress on your long game.
So the chances of this guy, Justin Thomas, aka JT, getting into the top 70 on his own, that solo third is slim because he has not finished solo third since RBC Canadian Open last year.
Yeah.
So he's still on the struggle train. I think we're going to be Justin Thomasless. Is that right? Justin Thomasless. For the FedEx Cup playoff, and it's cool. I mean, he get to hang out. I mean, it's not like he's pressed for money, so he get to chill. So we might just see him next year. I think we'll just see him next year.
Yeah, I feel like for him though, he's so competitive that I think that like it means a lot to him. The fact that he's adding in 3M plus Wyndham to try and make it into the playoffs, like he's going to be pissed if he doesn't make it into the playoffs.
But I also kind of spoke to this last week on last episode. With the PGA Tour, reducing the playoff or getting into the playoff to top 70, I think they accidentally got it right because now you got the big names playing in these smaller market events. Justin Thomas, Adam Scott. Gary Woodland played last week. I think he's playing this week as well. So it's kind of cool, seeing Justin Thomas. I was with the tournament director yesterday, Mark Brazel, well, he's now the executive tournament director for the Wyndham Championship, and he said, "Man, how cool is it that Justin Thomas is at this event?" And I was like, "Cool for you, not cool for him." Yeah. So I think it's
that's a good point.
It's kind of dope. So it's kind of dope to see where we are. But I'm pretty happy about this week.
It's just so crazy though, because we're coming to the end of a PGA Tour season, and obviously we're talking about the playoffs and stuff, and we have no idea what's going to happen next year. Like, are designated events going to be a thing? When is the season going to start? What is happening with the stadium events?
Even
what is happening with this framework agreement? Like,
and sponsors, like,
is Liv going to be a thing? Is Greg Norman still the CEO? Are the Liv guys going to come across? Phil Mickelson said, no, nobody wants to come across. He had a fire quote today.
Yeah. What was that quote where he said that the Liv players got so much ridicule for what they did?
Yeah, from the media, that he thinks that there should be retribution from the PGA Tour. But there's just so much in the air, and it's just crazy because we're coming to the end of another season. And the best part is the Netflix cameras captured it all. What are we gonna see?
This might be highly anticipated. I mean, I might be waiting for this just like I'm waiting for Notebook 2.
What a reference! Please tell me you love the Notebook.
I did love. I cry every time.
Yes.
It gets me all the time.
Wait, what's your favorite film?
I'm a crier. I'm a crier. I mean, I'm a crier. I cry in Ghost, the movie with Patrick Swayze in Ghost. I'm a huge. Oh my gosh. I cry in Patrick Swayze and Dirty Dancing. Nobody put Baby in the corner.
See, I have like a broken something up in my tear ducts because I can't cry even if I feel like really sad at a movie. I can't.
Hold on. So are you type of person that can't cry? Like if you see a puppy get hit by a car, you're not crying?
No, because I'd be like,
Why that puppy
practical.
is
Like I'd
by
hold it,
himself?
like it would shake me to my core. But like I'm the person, I'm very like practical. Like if there's the more crazy stuff that goes on around me, like the calmer and calmer I get. And I'm like, all right, let's fix this. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's make the calls. Let's do that. Like I'll hold it all together.
All right, so let me ask you a
I'm a
question.
great friend to go and get drunk with because I will get you home. You'll be showered and in your pajamas, and you'll wake up with a hydration glass.
All right,
next to you.
okay. So in your competitive play of golf, you never cried on a golf course?
No, horror.
What?
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh, I'm a
But-
complete,
but-
I'm a complete bitch because I cry
No,
all.
but, like,
I can't tell you how many times I cried over 2 bogeys in a row.
really?
Oh my gosh, especially if like I feel like the golf guys are just doing me way wrong. Like I would,
actual tears.
oh tear, I can't even see the ball. Like I can't even see the ball. I'm like, man, God don't love me, dog. He just don't love me. All right, just tell me what you want me to do, God. Like I have cried ample amount of time on this damn golf course.
I will. However, I'm going to make you feel like I'm in the trenches with you because I will cry in the shower after golf. Like that's happened a million times. And on the plane on the way home, I'm just very practical. So I'll be like writing down, I'm never going to do this again. I promise. I'm going to turn things around. I'm going to practice harder. I'm going to make sure I hit the gym. I'm going to work on my putting too. I'll never, ever neglect it again.
Oh
So
my God,
many
yeah.
plane rides all across Europe is Henni's broken promises.
Yeah.
Made on a plane. Henni's broken golf promises.
Hey, what all across America you see Will's Trail of Tears. Now, how to distinguish them between a movie of watching reruns of Titanic versus me having a bad round, I don't know. But you will see Will Trail of Tears. Yeah, and there's a song that Smokey Robinson made. It's hard to trace the tracks of my tears. You can trace mine. You can trace mine, damn it, because mine's there.
From golf course to golf course. On that note, I'm gonna go watch Eat, Pray, Love, which is my like personal like if I'm having a tough time, like I just run to that movie. That's like my soul in a movie there.
My movie that, well, it depends on what movie I'm in. Tin Cup.
I've never seen it.
You never seen Tin? What? You never seen Tin Cup?
Nope. I legit haven't.
Henni, Henni, you never seen Tin Cup? You're a golfer. You never seen Tin Cup?
No, I've never seen Tin Cup.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like I've heard references over the years. Your face.
I'm speechless. I am absolutely speechless.
Even our producer Colby has written in the chat, what? Yeah, no, it's just one of those things that like never happened.
You never hold on. I am being rude. You never have you ever thought of like maybe I should watch it because I'm in golf every day?
Yeah, but like it has no like sincere bearing on me doing the work that I do in golf or my game. So it's just kind of slipped down the rankings of importance.
We gotta wrap the show up. The show's over. The show is over. Hey, we want to thank everybody for listening to Beyond the Fairway. We have received some shocking news that my co-host, who I love dearly, has never seen the movie Tin Cup starring Kevin Costner.
I have tears of laughter right now.
She doesn't know that Peter Jacobsen won the Tin Cup U.S. Open. Thank you. This sad day in golf. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. We hope.
I might not, given the news.